The sunshine was calling me to venture outside and find out exactly where it was I had woken up. Eventually, I found myself in a village, unlike any I had ever seen before. The one common factor was that everything contrasted. Arts and crafts mixed it with classical style. Pan-tile roofs strutted against hip slate. Ionic competed with Baroque, competed with Gothic. But somehow, as a whole, it seemed to work. I found myself swept along by a stream of people. As we walked, an elderly gentleman started chatting to me about the many years he had spent in the village. Suddenly, he passed me an old map and whispered that I might find it useful if I wanted to escape. I thanked him and asked how long he had been here. A very long time indeed. He told me he felt like a prisoner, convinced that psychedelic mind tricks were being played on him. He explained a strange numerical system for identifying village residents, how residents were made to conform, and detailed the weird and wonderful techniques of law enforcement used on those that didn't do as they were told. I turned to him to say that I didn't feel anything like that could happen here, but he had disappeared. My mind was obviously playing tricks on me, so I was relieved to catch the colourful spectacle of a wedding party. Everything appeared normal, and the bright sunny day enhanced the party atmosphere in the beautiful village. The old prisoner must have been a figment of my imagination, yet I had the peculiar sensation I was being watched. I drifted through the gardens to the attractive main street. Everything was here, a selection of cafes, restaurants and shops, even a town hall. No cars though, not surprising considering the state of the one and only petrol pump, so no escaping by car. I caught the fragrance of something new, so I scrambled down steep stone steps and saw my means of escape. A boat. The tide was in my favour, but the boat was going nowhere. It was made of stone. Oh well, another means of escape scrubbed off the list. I decided to look for a way out through the woods instead. The people I had seen enter had disappeared, and it was quiet. Rather too quiet when I heard something rustling in the undergrowth. After the shock of meeting the large black dog, I discovered the reason for the peacefulness. He was standing guard over his beloved friends. I decided to leave him to it and headed further into the woods. Stumbling across beautifully landscaped lakes, I was reminded that I hadn't eaten anything and immediately regretted passing the cafes in the village. It seemed other people had also spotted my lunch, so I tiptoed past the native pond wildlife and moved on. Aha! Here's food, but it looks a little tricky to get at. Uh-oh, trouble. Well, I'm not arguing with those claws. I heard a train whistle, and my chance to escape the village began to emerge from the trees. Oh well, maybe not. But at least I could travel back to the village in style if I wanted to. Instead, I explored a well-maintained network of paths, until a squat but elegant lighthouse announced my arrival at the coastline, and I wound my way down to a picturesque estuary. That whistle again, but this time I saw it. A strange little train thundering across the seawall. So strange, it must surely be another figment of my imagination. Uh-oh, more trouble. A pair of official-looking characters had been sent after me, so I decided to run off into the woods again. I explored delightful woodland paths, reflecting on the hordes of people that had walked through here and simply vanished. I wondered what had happened to them. Maybe they were a figment of my imagination as well. The lonely atmosphere soon became as surreal as the trees. Hardly anything was moving. The spooky setting of the ghost garden was enhanced by untidy exotic plants competing for space. Almost obscured by unrestrained foliage, a derelict cottage seemed the ideal place for consulting the old prisoner's map undisturbed. According to his map, the village was surrounded on all sides by mountains. And the sea. It's no wonder he couldn't find a way out. Mind you, everything was catered for. Recreation, work, and accommodation, if one was planning to spend a very long time here. Defeated in my efforts to find a way out, I returned to the village. It really wasn't a bad place to be after all. Friendly people, stunning architecture, alluring woodlands, and a charming coastal location all combined to create a setting in which I would be happy to spend a lot of time. So I decided to stay. And maybe I'll look for a way out tomorrow.